Hey now, ladies and gentlemen. Hey now. Hey now, hey now. Hey now, hey now. Hey now. Where's the hey now? Welcome to. Um, I need you there. Thank you out with us. We appreciate ya. We appreciate you. Ernest Financial starting you off this hour. RetireWithErnest.com. You know all about him. You know David's been in business. There are the 45 years, I believe it is. That's a long time. David Ernest is a good dude. Friend of mine. I'm grateful to call him a friend. And the fact that he's able to serve you guys and do so much for those of you who are approaching retirement. I'm talking about 55 or older, people that got over 50K in their retirement. You got to have a plan in place in order to uh, retire. You can't just wing it. You can't just go. Some people do, and in a lot of cases, it doesn't work out well for them. You want to be able to retire comfortably. You want to be able to retire and do the things that you and your wife or you and your husband have always talked about. And in order to do that, you need to maybe you're looking at your retirement right now and you're like, man, I am not on track to where I need to be. You're thinking about maybe starting to put more money in your retirement every paycheck. And that's okay if that's what you want to do. But I'm telling you, there's a much easier way, and that is to call David Ernest and talk to him about what you got, what your ambitions are, and what you would like to see, what you want retirement to look like. Because that's what they specialize in. They specialize in customizing your retirement to your needs and your desires and making sure everything is easy peasy. And the beauty of it, as I always say, it costs you nothing. They get their fees elsewhere, they don't get them from you. They just make your dreams come true. So if you've got any questions or you don't even fully understand what it is they do, I want you to call them. Remember, the whole process doesn't cost you anything. So asking them questions definitely ain't gonna cost you nothing. Call them, talk to them, ask them any question you got, ask them to explain exactly what it is they do. They're more than happy to discuss it with you, and they're really easy to talk to. That's what I really like. I remember a phone call we got a while back from a listener. He and his wife reached out to David Ernest, and he said my wife loved him because he didn't try to rush through everything. He talks slow. He makes sure we understand everything, and it was just a great overall experience. You will find that as well. Here's the phone number. I don't care where you live. Everybody's got a retirement. 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-7233. And if you can't remember that, the website is retirewithernest.com. Retirewithernest.com. John Bird, this may be one of my favorite points of the day. So Gavin
Mhm.
Newsom, as we know, is going to be running for president. And he ends up the other day, he's in Atlanta and he is talking to a black moderator and a predominantly black crowd during a book tour event. And as Democrats often do, they try to relate to different demographics by acting like that particular demographic or how they view that particular demographic. That's what Gavin Newsom did here when he mentions that he can't read.
I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. You know, I'm a 960 SAT guy. and, and I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech. Maybe the wrong business to be in.
I can't read. I don't even read my own speeches because I'm like you black people. I can't read. But here's what's crazy. You may say, that's just him talking off the cuff. But listen to how Gavin Newsom sounds when he's talking to white people.
You've written a hell of a book, and I don't say that lightly. I went through it in a quick hour and a half, almost 2 hours. And trust me, I don't read very fast, but it reads at an unbelievable pace. It's so well written. And of course, it's so familiar because I felt a little bit adjacent to so much of the subject matter, but it's 18 chapters. It's an impressive piece of work, 263 or so pages.
When he talks to white people.
Sounds like Kamala or Hillary going back and forth.
So wait, when he talks to black people, he can't read, but when he talks to white people, he can read an entire book in 2 hours, which is crazy. And this is not something that's just now happening for somebody like Gavin Newsom, because back just, I guess, just a couple of months ago, I don't actually know the time frame on this, but he went on a black podcast, and this is what he told them.
The Bills, man. And it was just like hustling. And so I was out there kind of raising myself, turning on the TV, started, just getting obsessed, sitting there with the Wonder Bread and 5 stacks of,
it's like the White Stack 5 story.
Come on. Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Man, bro. Are you talking about me?
Young YG.
YG,
But
man.
every day in the backyard, just bouncing the basketball, throwing the ball against the wall until the ball is just like fraying, man. And your arms
Entertaining
fall
yourself.
off. That's it. Whole thing. So just, and then, then this student that was student is in the back with his head down, all of a sudden started throwing the baseball a little faster than everyone else. And started, make a few free throws because I was sitting there practicing 500 of them every damn night. And in high school, I look up in the stands, my dad's back up there.
Okay, dope.
And it's like, man. And then he's bringing his friends, and you're captain of the team, and you're like, geez, and it just saved me, and it got me into college.
Yeah, I'm just like you YNs, just hustling, just
gosh.
eating stacks of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
He must be Basketball Jones.
I was a crappy student shooting basketball with an absent father who finally started coming to my games. I'm just like you. That's what Gavin Newsom said. You can't make that up, dude. He's like, my dad wasn't around until I started doing good in sports. Because I was out here eating macaroni and cheese and peanut butter sandwiches.
And then all his friends came along. And then it was captain of the team. And then he got a full scholarship to Georgetown.
Oh, man, that's going to go over real well. It's real well. And here's what's ironic is he was just on CNN yesterday, and he was talking about how Democrats have got to they've got to be more culturally normal because people are viewing them as out of touch.
No doubt that the Democratic Party needs to be, dare I say, more culturally normal. I believe that. Less prone to spending disproportionate amount of time on pronouns, identity, politics. More focused on tabletop issues, things that really matter, the stacking of stress in terms of electricity bills and child care costs and health care and obviously housing costs, and how easily we get trapped in that, how I've fallen prey to that. I mean, here I was, way out front on marriage equality, so I understand this.
Yeah, I was talking about gay marriage, and I've lost people, so the key to getting people back on my side is acting black. I'm going to act black. Gavin Newsom. There was another video out there of him, and he was with Usher in Atlanta. He was meeting with Usher, and he was, dude, he's bad, man. He's really, really playing it up, and because he understands. I mean, I got to imagine, and I'm having to speak from the outside as a white person, but I'm trying to wrap my mind around what the black community thinks about Gavin Newsom. And do they say to themselves, the average black voter, do they say to themselves, wow, this honky really gets us. This white boy out in California with the slicked back hair who's been in politics forever, he really understands the struggle of Black America. Is that what they say to themselves? Is that what y'all say to yourself? That Gavin Newsom really gets me, really gets what it's like to be a black man or a black woman in America? That he really understands it? And is that why he fights so hard for voter ID? Because at the end of the day, voter ID affects black people the most. Because everybody knows, according to Democrats, black people don't have IDs. And they don't know how to use the internet or find their birth certificate or whatever. That's why he actually went on, had Jim Clyburn on his show, who he's going to heavily lean on in his pursuit to win the presidency. He went on and said that, that's why we can't have voter ID, because people aren't going to be able to find the things they need in order to vote.
And of course, we're not talking about the other aspects of the SAVE Act that go well beyond ID, and it goes to which is also part of Jim Crow, the history, and that is when it comes to registration, you got to find your birth certificate. If you know where yours is, I have no clue where mine is, or you have to passport, and 2/3 African Americans don't even have passports.
Passport, I was blocking on just then. But not only that, how many people go out, get married,
Yes.
and then square their married name with their birth certificate?
And that would be thrown out under that law.
Under that law.
Yeah. So that's what just passed the House of Representatives now needs to get the 60 in the Senate. So I like what Schumer said, dead on arrival.
Yeah. So many people aren't going to be able to vote. But let me get this straight. Gavin Newsom just flew to Munich for a conference and then returned to California. How did he get on a plane without an ID? How did he marry women and get on planes every single day all over the country if their IDs don't match their married names? None of the Democrats' arguments against voter ID hold any water, because everyone has IDs these days. You can't do anything without a valid ID. Now, if you want to make the argument, if this is based in reality, which it's not, that you have to have your birth certificate to vote, okay? Or that you have to jump through these hoops and everything else in order to vote. You know what? I'm good with it. I'm good with making it harder to vote. I'm good with the American citizen having to put in a little extra work if they, in fact, want to cast their vote. It's the least you could do.
It's a privilege.
It's the least you could do is to jump through a couple of hoops to go get an ID, go get your name changed on your license, go do whatever. I'm fine with that. You know what that does? That shows me you really want to vote, that your vote actually means something to you, that you haven't just been convinced by the local Somali in Minneapolis to go cast your vote, or that Stacey Abrams didn't come knock on your door and ask to pick up the ballot that got mailed to you. What that tells me is that you have put in the effort. You've likely put in the research. So, yeah, make it harder to vote. That's what I say. I'm good with that. Because why should everybody just be... It's this mindset in the Democrat world that everyone should be voting, even if you don't want to vote. If there's an individual out there that don't want to vote, that don't want to keep up with politics, that doesn't want to watch the news, that doesn't want to know what's going on in the world, I don't want you to vote. I don't want you to vote. I don't want anybody coming to your house trying to convince you to vote just for the sake of voting. There should be nobody. If you don't want to vote, you better not vote. At the end of the day, if you don't like politics, if you don't like keeping up with stuff, if you don't like researching candidates, don't vote. Make it harder to vote. That's what I say. I say the SAVE Act doesn't even go far enough. Make it harder to vote. But if you want to vote, you should have the desire and the drive to do the things necessary to do it. If you want to drink, you've got enough desire and willpower to go get an ID so you can go buy some alcohol. Or if you want to travel internationally, you've got enough desire and drive to go get a passport. If you want to do whatever that requires an ID, you've got enough drive to do it. You want to do it that bad. You want to vote that bad, go do it. The Democrat mindset that everybody should be voting is because they know that they can't win on people that pay attention. They can't win with voters that are informed. They need all the uninformed people to think that they need to just vote just for the sake of voting. It's the only way they can win elections. 205-545-9950. More next. What other conservative talk shows coming in with Pantera? Who else is doing that?
You know what? These guys have been around a long time. They're probably conservative.
They should be at this point, if they're not. Hey, real quick, let me tell you about foundation repair and waterproofing of your home. This is very important. If you're dealing with foundation issues, which you've heard me talk about for a very long time, these are things that don't fix themselves. They don't get better. Your house doesn't resettle, and the cracks in your brick all of a sudden are fixed. You've got windows and doors that don't open and shut the way they used to. All signs of foundation issues. You know the drill. With the sagging lintel above your garage door and all that kind of stuff causes problems, and it also causes problems with water and moisture getting in your basement and your crawl space. From cracks in the wood to damage to crawl space, moisture, mold, all of this stuff ends up affecting you dramatically. Well, not just your house, but it affects your health. Again, as I always say, when mold pops up because of the moisture in your basement, your crawl space, it ends up working itself into your AC unit. And as it gets hot outside, I know it's cold right now, but even with you running your heat or your air, man, it's pushing that mold into the air and you're breathing it in. And again, I said this yesterday. I've heard some horror stories about people's health being dramatically affected by that kind of stuff. As homeowners, you've got to take care of this. Homeowners and business owners, any kind of structure. If you've got foundation issues, water getting in the bottom of your house, get it taken care of. That's where my friends at Deep South Construction Pros comes in. Deep South Construction Pros right here in Alabama, helping Alabama people, family owned. And what I love the most about them, as I told you yesterday, is they keep the money here going into your local economy, jobs, and everything else. It's not some big national chain where the money's going here and the money's going there and other states are benefiting. Right here in Alabama, these guys are fantastic. Here's the phone number if you think you've got any of those issues, 256-305-1854. That's 256-305-1854 and online, deepsouthconstructionpros.com. Make sure you tell them I sent you. I just talked to Alex Stein. He's got an event tomorrow at the University of Tennessee.
Ooh, Vols.
It's the same thing that Brian Dawson's doing with the Prove Me Wrong with the TPUSA stuff. So Stein's involved in that as well. And so I told him, I'm like, hey, I think it's going to be a big event. I've seen Charlie do events in Knoxville, and they had a lot of people out there. So hopefully this will turn out well. I got to find out what time it is because I'd like to watch it. I may have to watch it on the backside, but, you know, Alex Stein's, he's a hoot, man. He is a hoot. Mandu, bring you to this part of the show. Not only do you have to have a strong mind, but you got to have a strong body. And the way to do that is with Mandu. Look at these. Look at these guns right here, YouTube.
Ow!
You see that? I am jacked up thanks to Mandu. I checked. I've done over 350 sessions. I've done at Mandu over the years.
Wow.
And I'm keeping it up, man. Mandu has kept me level and kept me healthy. And it was so crazy. Like, as I was sick last week, that was such a rarity. I don't really get sick like that, but I think just whatever was going around was just too strong for me, and I couldn't fight back against it. But honestly, I never medicated it. I didn't go and take medicine and Mucinex or whatever you take for that stuff. I just kind of fought it off. And Mandu's got a lot to do with that because as you build up your body, it really helps your immune system. This is general stuff that you know as you get healthy and live a healthier lifestyle. Mandu does that for you. It puts you in a different mindset, and it allows you to kind of focus in. And I'll tell you the reason that you get focused in and you start getting kind of health conscious is because you see results so quick on the muscle side of things. For guys in particular, you start seeing definition in your biceps, and you're like, holy crap, this stuff works. I really need to double down on it. I want to keep this. And so you see the results, you want to keep them, you start doing the right things, and that goes for men and women. You're going to see results faster than anything else you could possibly do. And the beauty of it, 15-minute workout, man. 15 minutes. You do your workout, and you're out of there, so it fits in your schedule so conveniently. Can't thank Mandu enough. Paula Jolie and all the trainers up there, they're just fantastic. I go to the one in Homewood, which you can go to as well. You may be working out with me one day. Who knows? 205-438-6003 is the number. That's 205-438-6003. And on mandu.com, MANDUU.com, you can find the information for the Huntsville location and the Tuscaloosa location. So if that's closer to you and you want to try Mandu, just know that you've got yourself a free session. Doesn't cost you anything, no strings attached, no obligation. Just go try it for free so you can see if Andrew Mclain's BSing you or if he's telling you the truth. You're going to be pleasantly surprised. So MANDUU.com. Hook it up, baby. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Wheel of Super.
Animals are friends.
Oh, yeah.
Animals are friends. They're not food or property. Tell me, would you eat your dead granny? If not, then think about your hypocrisy.
Animals are friends. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Up first, headline reads, bird flu.
Oh, no.
Maybe why over 1,000 geese have died in New Jersey.
Oh.
So the people of New Jersey are looking out into the rivers, and they're just seeing flocks of geese just floating.
Dead geese.
Just dead geese
like
everywhere.
A zombie geese apocalypse.
Geese are reportedly dying in large numbers throughout the state of New Jersey, causing a new concern over bird flu. According to New Jersey's Department of Environmental Protection, over 1,100 dead or sick wild birds were reported all over the state between Saturday, February 14th, and Monday, February 16th. This was a matter of a couple days. Nearly
Grief.
all of the reports were about Canadian geese. The following countries, it's kind of like, the dreams of the Canadian hockey team. They died. The following counties have reported dead geese: Hainesport, Sicklerville, no wonder. Edison, blah, blah, blah. Y'all don't care about that. The Gloucester County, the borough of Pittman, announced on Tuesday that Betty and Alcyon Parks are closed after dead geese were reported around the lake. Glenn Dallakian lives in Colts Neck and said that he and his wife counted over 100 dead birds on the reservoir behind their house since Saturday, February 14th. Some were still alive, but acting very strangely. They said floating around and swimming around in circles. Some were throwing their heads around erratically and rolling over in the water.
My God.
That's got to be a weird sight.
Sounds like a mosh pit.
Canadian geese mosh pit. Local officials are working to remove the dead birds when possible, as the New Jersey DEP and Fish and Wildlife team is coordinating with landfills to safely dispose of the carcasses. Quote, this is a significant number of birds, waterfowl dying on the landscape in single locations beyond what we have seen in previous years on a broad level. The virus, we know it's more stable at these cold temperatures, and so it's able to better persist both in the environment and in the host. The DEP wants residents to report sick or dead birds, especially if they are in a group of 5 or more. New Jersey logged its highest amount of bird flu activity last year, but officials say the state could possibly break that record if the latest reports continue at their current pace.
Grief. Can it jump like species? I mean, hadn't people had bird flu before?
Yeah, they have.
Several years ago.
But I'm sure Dr. Fauci made that.
Yeah,
Something,
probably so. Yeah, they'll flop around with their heads and roll over in the bathtub.
Yeah, man.
That's just bad.
That's got to be a creepy sight, though. You look out, you normally see the geese kind of just paddling along, and then all of a sudden they're like doing circles and they're flailing their head.
You think glitch in the matrix. Uh-oh.
But it would be, if you wanted to make a TikTok and you videoed it and then put some Pantera behind it, would be a pretty good TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, let's be honest. Birds aren't real anyway, right? They're all government spy drones.
Yeah, IRD, BIRD.
BIRD.
I'll never be bought by any man or any government or any organization.
Even if they offered you $1 million?
We might negotiate, but it would depend.
Okay. You wouldn't be bought by the government for like $10.
No, I would never betray my government. Now, if they needed me to do some spy work, maybe over in the Middle East or whatever, I might look into that.
Yeah. But you say you wouldn't betray the government, or you wouldn't betray the American citizens?
No, I would never betray the American citizens.
Okay.
But if they called me to spy on them and there were some bad ones, I don't know. I just have to think about it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. This whole thing's weird. Let's keep on the bird front, if you will.
Oh, another one.
Headline: football game stops as player performs CPR on a seagull struck by a ball in Istanbul. This is soccer football, by the way. A rare on-field incident during an amateur football final in Istanbul ended with a seagull being brought back to life after being struck by a soccer ball, according to the AA report. The incident unfolded during the Istanbul First Amateur League Playoff Final, a local-level competition that decides promotion through a postseason knockout phase. The match played in some place, pitted some other place against another team. In the 22nd minute, Istanbul goalkeeper Mehmet Unik hit the ball away from his penalty area, a defensive move known as a clearance. The ball struck a flying seagull, which then fell to the ground. The goalie said he did not realize what the ball had hit at first and only understood after approaching the white object that dropped from the sky. He described feeling shocked and deeply upset, noting that it was still a living creature. The team captain was the first to run over after recognizing the fallen bird as a seagull. He said the bird appeared unresponsive and unable to breathe, and that his first instinct was to start cardiopulmonary resuscitation, commonly known as chest compressions or CPR. He said he performed chest compressions for about 2 minutes. As he kept going, he reported seeing movement return to the bird's legs and eyes, after which the bird began to regain responsiveness. He said water was given, and the seagull was then carried to the sideline and handed over to medical staff present at the match. And the medical staff was like, what the hell do you want us to do?
Took him in the blue tent
Yeah.
to work on.
No, what do you want us to do? We're here to help
I mean,
humans.
did he do mouth to mouth or
I think
mouth
so.
to beak?
I think he did. He said he had not received any formal health or first aid training and described the intervention as a reflexive attempt to save the animal. After being turned over to the match's medical team, the seagull received additional care. It was later learned that the bird had wing damage from the impact and could not fly for the time being, and that it was taken under treatment, taken under their wing, if you will. He said the goalie said he did not know where the seagull was being treated, but added he would consider visiting it if he could find out the location. You're dumb.
Istanbul General Hospital.
Yeah, sometimes do you think, who is the one pitcher? Randy,
What
was his name? Played for Texas.
the oddball. Randy, I had the mullet.
Randy Johnson?
Randy Johnson, I think. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, Randy Johnson. Okay. Yeah, that was him, Randy Johnson. Do you think when Randy Johnson threw that pitch and that bird exploded that he was like, oh, my goodness, we did a check on the bird? He's probably like, dude, can we get this? Somebody clean this up.
Yeah.
Let's get going. I got a game to win. Bunch of pansies are like,
Well, the way that bird exploded, you knew that
he
it was
probably
done
did.
for.
Like, it's like, that's not going to matter. Oh, well. And last but not least, on Animals Are Friends, or in this case, Animals Are Lovers.
Oh.
Kentucky man covered in fur arrested after allegedly being caught having sex with a deer.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. Out of Henderson, Kentucky, a Kentucky man was arrested after he allegedly engaged in sexual activity with a deceased animal.
Oh.
Alan Osborne was taken into custody after he allegedly engaged in sexual relations with a dead deer. When speaking with the outlet,
Just give me a minute. Good gosh. This is so creepy. Oh, my God.
okay, listen. Wait, I'll get through it quick. I'll get through it quick. When speaking with the outlet, the Central City Police Department said that a man was driving through the area in Muhlenberg County when he noticed a man allegedly engaging in sexual intercourse with a deer on the side of the road. The witness then called 911 per the report. When law enforcement arrived on the scene, they reportedly found Osborne covered in deer fur and blood. Osborne was arrested and charged with the following: sexual crimes against animals. Imagine rolling up on that. You get there, and and this guy's a looker, by the way. He's here's his picture. Imagine rolling up and seeing this guy humping a dead deer
Oh, my
carcass.
gosh. Okay.
And he's covered in blood and fur.
No, please. No more.
Like straight out of a horror movie. It puts the fur on its skin.
Oh, gosh. It's getting worse.
Okay, I'm done. And that's what we call, ladies and gentlemen, Animals Are Friends.
Think about your hypocrisy.
Yeah, that was pretty gross, I'll admit. That was pretty disgusting. But you know what's not disgusting? The Birmingham RV show, where you won't find anybody making love to a deer carcass. Birmingham RV show, back at the BJCC Exhibition Hall, February 27th through March 1st. Get the RV of your dreams for less. They got special pricing for everything on the floor. Latest and greatest in RVs and fifth wheels and travel trailers, factory rebates, financing and on-the-spot loan approval. You even can see Spider-Man, who also wouldn't have sex with a dead deer carcass. Don't miss Richard Dixon, broadcasting live Friday, February 27th from 2 to 6 p.m.
And don't say it. Don't say it about Richard.
He wouldn't have.
Don't.
I'm just saying he wouldn't have sex with a dead deer carcass either. But you can find out more at rvsupershows.com. We'll be back right after this. No Roofing, TOroofing.com. Wrapping you up like they do most days. Just like they're going to wrap up that job at your house if you got to get a new roof. And I see them work on big homes, small homes. I see them work on barns, on extra buildings, maybe rentals, businesses, apartment complexes. I've literally seen them do it all. And so don't think to yourself, well, they probably don't do X, Y, and Z. Call them. Call them. Let them know that you're with the Hey Now Nation, and these guys are going to take care of you. I know these guys well, Sammy, Matt, and Chris. They're out there doing work, man. Doing a job in the roofing business that you don't see a lot. And I'm not trying to be derogatory or diminish other roofing companies. I'm just saying that there's a lot of fly-by-night companies out there. And if you don't get it right the first time, it's going to cost you dearly. And I don't want to see that happen to y'all. I want you to get it right the first time. Get it right with Noto. Noto roofing.com, 205 848-2299. That's 848-2299. Yeah, that would be a crazy sight, dude, if you rolled up on somebody that was like doing a dead deer.
No, yeah, okay, yeah, that was left for the.
What if at the soccer match the goalie ran up to the seagull and was like, "Oh my god,
no! I'm going to turn your mic off." Jeez.
I'm just saying, what if? What
Come
are
on.
you doing
We
to
can
that
dance if we
seagull?
want to. We can leave your friends behind. Because your friends don't dance. And if they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine. Done. Okay. No more. No more.
And then they take the seagull back to the medical tent.
Leave the real one far behind.
The doctors are like,
And
"What
then
did you do to the seagull?
Okay. That's not. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
The ball hit him where?"
I can't crank this any more than I can. Okay, all right. You've got it out of your system, right?
That's enough. That's enough. I got you. Let's see what you're saying. All right, let's look through the text line here and see what we got. It's hard to because when you get on here and respond to people, I lose the text. Like they're not highlighted anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you don't
I
have
just
to
like
stop.
To say hey to them every once in a while.
I'm just saying that it takes me a minute to get my wits about me. This one says, "Is JB your father? You two are great together." No, he's not my father.
I'm his crazy uncle. Thank you.
Let's see. There's just a bunch of. Craig says the geese in New Jersey. More than likely, some crazy trans thinks they're voting Republican and shooting them just to be on the safe side.
That's a good one.
Tanya says, "I wonder if the seagull had Aflac." Grumpy Old Goat says that baseball bird was dead. And Brian says, "Was it a male or female deer?" Because, I mean, that guy's like, "Hey, listen, I screw dead animals, but I'm not gay."
Oh, God.
So you're called?